Hey guys, so I ran into a slight problem this week, but first I want to touch up on the video from last week with the name change. The name change, I've kind of done all my research and everything for it, and I've got it down, but due to what we're talking about this week, I will not be able to do it yet, which is kind of why I have to put it off. Having said that, we also have finals coming up and things like that, so I'm doing my videos sporadically from now on, so whenever I have a day or time I want to do a video, I will do it until things become a little bit more structured, and then I can give you guys a time. But there will be one within every week, I promise. So basically, what I want to talk about today is running out of money for transition. I have always advertised saving up money for transition before starting, such as $5,000. That's what I started with. And I had that about 18 months ago. 18 months ago, I believe, in June of 2010. I had $5,000 saved up for transition and college. As of 3 days ago, I now have $400 to my name in my bank account. That is a lot of money. A lot of money. So I was wondering how it happened. I was wondering how I lost all of that over a progressive amount of time, and I started weighing everything. First off, there's the cost of transition, and then there's daily life, cost of daily life, being bills and things like that. And then there's the individual occurrences that have dragged on my bank account. So basically, I kind of planned it out. I did it all right here, and I did the math and everything. So I wanted to run through this with you guys. So when I started, I had $5,000. At the time, for about 9 months, I was working at a job for $7.50. And then I ended up being unemployed, which of course brings it down a bit. And for that I was getting about $230 every 2 weeks. And that is by no means enough to run transition or daily life. So then I got another job, and it was paying $8 and, well, it's just straight up $8. So I calculated how much I was getting for charge minus tax in addition to that $5,000 over 18 months. And what I got is $18,970 for 18 months worth of revenue. Now that seems like a lot of money, but keep in mind that's a year and 9 months. Yeah, it's a year and 6 months. Sorry about that. That was dumb. Blah. I can do math, I swear. So basically, I then weighed it over the cost of living, transition, and everything else. So I broke that down into 2 bits, bills and transition. Bills, 18 months worth, by renting an apartment and everything like that, cost me $13,350. That's already a very good portion of the money that I had. Afterward, I actually calculated cost of transition, which I'll go through after the basic numbers. Cost of transition total for me over 18 months, and to get started, this is probably important for people, is $3,769. Both of those add up to $17,119, and all of that is subtracted from the $18,970 that I'm getting in revenue. That leaves me with an extra $1,859 for myself in extra costs over 18 months, a year and 6 months. That's not much. That's basically stuff that I can use as flavor for my life. That's stuff that I have extra spending money for. Unfortunately, what that means, however, is that in the 18 months, per month, I have $80 extra per month to spend on stuff that I want. And yes, that does seem like a good amount. That seems like something that you can save up over 3 or 4 months. But if you consider like birthdays or special events or anything like that, a dinner typically runs you about $40. So if you go out to eat at a dine-in restaurant twice, you run out of your extra money. In addition, you also have to pay for stuff that you didn't anticipate, like blowing a tire, which is typically $100. That's over your monthly spend, which means you have nothing to save. Meanwhile, I recommend a minimum of about $20 being saved out of every paycheck, which is to say that your $80 over every paycheck, if you're being paid twice a month, is half your spending money. That's not much. So basically, what I wanted to do in order to illustrate all of this is that it's expensive to transition. $4,000 over a year and a half is a lot of money. And I haven't even done everything. I haven't done electrolysis, I haven't done any surgeries, I haven't done the SRS, I have not done much. In fact, what I have gone through, let me grab it real quick, this is actually my worksheet or whatever. And this box right here is how I figured out for the $37.69 for transition. Basically, everything that I factored in was clothes, makeup, therapy, doctor visits, blood tests, hormones, travel expenses to and from my doctor, falsies, and all of that basically equals $37.69. For clothes, I kind of added that in, even though it's like a completely voluntary thing, because transition requires that you assimilate into a whole other gender, which is not expensive because you have to buy clothes for the whole other gender. You have to buy accommodations in order to become that gender, and that includes like getting haircuts to make sure that you pass and things like that. Female clothes, for me, were a very important part of my transition, and it's something that I really kind of needed. And I wouldn't go so far as to say like I needed all the clothes that I have, but I would say that I do need a fair amount, like at least half a closet, like a quarter of a closet maybe. I have half a closet now, and not all of it is necessary, but makeup is actually something that I counted because for a long time I relied on it, and that cost $60. Oh, the clothes was about $1,000. The makeup was about $60 and has remained like that for the past 18 months because makeup does last a while. It's expensive at first, but it lasts a while and it doesn't really cost too much to maintain. Doctor visits. My doctor was actually in a completely other state and about an hour away, roundabouts. And his basic doctor's visit with me, not including my insurance, was about $75. And I've seen him multiple times, about 3 or 4. So I added that up to $225. Blood tests. Blood tests are an incredibly necessary part of hormones because blood tests are basically going to tell you whether you're going overboard, not doing something, or if something is being suppressed. And it'll tell you how to fix your hormone regimen. It'll tell you how to change it and how to prevent certain things from happening. Travel expenses. Travel expenses is important because, once again, my therapist and my doctor were in completely different towns. And I had to see my therapist every week for 3 months. So I ended up spending a lot of money on gas to and from. And after adding all that up over 18 months, it equaled about $425 in travel expenses. Falsies I added for the same reason as the clothes, because it helps me assimilate into a new gender faster, quicker, better, with a better exception. My falsies, because I got each pair at about $80, and I had to buy 2 pairs because one of them, the adhesives wore off and then a hole ended up in them, is $160. Total, all of this equals $3,729 spent on transition. And on my income, explained earlier, that is not much in any way, shape, or form. So that's pretty much it. The reason why I am doing this video, and the reason why I'm hoping you guys listened to the cold hard numbers and everything like that, is because I wanted to stress the fact that transition is expensive, but it is not uncostly. I am currently at a job for $8 an hour, and I just now, after 18 months, ran out of money. And it's really interesting because it took me a year and a half to build up that $5,000 in savings, and I am now transitioned for a year and a half. So it's kind of a get out what you put into it, and it is very worth it. The problem is that you do need to save. You need to save a lot. If you plan on doing a transition in one bulk go, you're probably not going to make it, because you're still going to have to pay for the SRS, the electrolysis, the breast implants, or the FFS if you need it. And it's kind of important that you plan, understand financial needs, and then plan accordingly. So don't want to lecture you guys or anything like that. It's a very tight subject and things like that. So that's pretty much it. I'll definitely be uploading a lighter video sometime within the next 7 days, because I'm planning to do this weekly. And hopefully it'll be on something that's not going to be so or anything like that. In conclusion, I hope that I'm not killing anyone's desire to transition by giving them cold, hard financial facts based upon my life or anything like that. And I hope that I'm actually kind of encouraging you guys to think about transition in a more logical manner, because I do know that lately I have been accused of putting transition in a pink fog, which is to say that it's the best thing ever and it's the greatest change. I'm fairly sure you guys have heard that from me before, and I'm not really too happy about that, so making sure I get more facts to you guys. That's pretty much it, and I will see you guys sometime within the next 7 days and every Saturday on Trans Youth Channel. Do my survey, guys. Bye.